And this conference brings together geothermal experts from all over the world to discuss the challenges and opportunities that are faced by the industry. And of course, we will have a particular focus on Turkey. And it is a great pleasure to have this event in Izmir. Izmir is a very important key partner of EBRD in Turkey. September last year, the United Nations adopted 17 Sustainable Development Goals for international and global development. And these include, as we all know, ensuring access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. And of course, our efforts to combat climate change. Later the same year, the United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties, COP21 in Paris, succeeded in delivering a binding and a universal agreement on climate and greenhouse mitigation initiatives to limit temperature increases to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Now we are in the post-COP21 regime, and we have to focus, first of all, on the energy sector as the largest polluter. Hence, a global scale-up of renewable energy investments is necessary, and it has to be backed up by stronger incentives, by regulatory requirements, and by access to finance. Now, why is geothermal energy so important in this context? Most renewable energy sources are intermittent in nature, and they need to be supported by peaking plants, which are often based, once again, on fossil fuels. Now, one of the few baseload renewable energy sources, geothermal energy, can guarantee reliable, stable energy supply. So this is why the event today is so relevant. And therefore, development of geothermal power is a key priority for all countries that have the resources, and specifically for Turkey. The advantages of geothermal energy are not only that it has moderate costs of energy and it can generate power almost in any conditions, but also the energy source enjoys multiple applications. It's not only just power productions. We see a very wide range of use of geothermal energy. This is agricultural heating, this is providing carbon dioxide to greenhouses, this is aquaculture, district heating, and of course this is also tourism and recreational use. And we all know the case of Blue Lagoon in Iceland, but there are also some wonderful locations in Turkey that provide this kind of tourism services. Nevertheless, the expansion of the technology faces significant challenges, and these are mostly related to some risks in connection with early stage exploration and the assessment of resources. And due to this, the industry finds it extremely difficult to have access to financing at this very early stage before the geothermal resources are fully developed. And this is where public finance and this IFIs can play a very important role. It's really a critical role, both to mobilize climate finance to help mitigate and to share these early stage risks with investors, but also help developers apply the best available practices. Now, focusing on Turkey, why is geothermal energy so important for Turkey? Now, Turkey right now is a country, we would say, with perhaps the hottest geothermal market in the world. And perhaps it's not due to the temperature of the geothermal resources, but it's really a tribute to the vibrancy of the private sector that we see in Turkey. And this is combined with very strong regulatory support that's been put in place by the government. We believe that the government has done an outstanding job in catalyzing private sector investment to accelerate investments into geothermal energy. Now, to a great degree, this was achieved by a combination of amendments to the Renewable Energy Law in 2010, the adoption of the Geothermal Law in 2007, and more recently, the new Electricity Market Law. And during this conference, today, tomorrow, there will be lots of discussions about the current legislation and about the necessary improvements to the framework to ensure the long-term sustainability of geothermal energy. Now, indeed, Turkey has demonstrated outstanding level of geothermal developments in the recent years. This is due, as I said, to the private sector investors and also, of course, to the institutional support that's been provided. This includes a reasonable feed-in tariff mechanism and support to the private sector in carrying out exploration and drilling. Moreover, we have to note that because of the high competition in the market in Turkey between service providers to the industry, Turkey enjoys the lowest drilling costs in the world. It's below $1 million per kilometer, which is extremely impressive in the industry. Thanks to this, the installed capacity has increased more than sixfold only in the last 5 years. So it's grown from 95 megawatts at the beginning of 2011 to 648 megawatts as of today. And I have to here say that we, as EBRD, are extremely proud to have contributed to this increase in capacity, because through our financing, we contributed to 280 megawatts of this capacity, so nearly 40%. There are still numerous areas of potential of growth in Turkey, and these are areas in Central Anatolia, in Erzurum, in Bergama-Dikili, in Simav. These have to be developed further. And indeed, we expect that, looking at the pace of geothermal development in the country, that Turkey will reach the target of 1,000 megawatts by 2018, so 5 years ahead of the objective of the National Renewable Action Plan. Nevertheless, the sector does face challenges and uncertainties. They will again be discussed at great length during the course of this conference, but just to name a few: management of geothermal resources in the long term to ensure their sustainability, the review of the licensing regime to accelerate investment, to make it much easier for investors to invest in the sector, and also to avoid various neighbor disputes. It's important to focus on management of non-condensable gases. And also a key priority is to look at the renewable energy support mechanism after 2020. The conference will contribute to addressing these different challenges that are faced by the sector, and we will all benefit from the vast experience and exchange of views between the various experts and investors in the industry. And this will, of course, contribute to the scale-up of investments and the development of the sector in Turkey. And to conclude, what I would like to stress is that EBRD, through our Sustainable Energy Initiative and through our Green Economy Transition approach, we stand ready to further support Turkey in developing this very important strategic resource. And in particular, I would like to draw your attention to a new product a new program that we have put forward. It's an early stage geothermal development program. We have named it Pluto, and Pluto is the classical god that was responsible for underground wealth. So we feel that it's a very opportune name for the program. But the substance of the program is to provide support for developers that are facing these very early stage risks of drilling and assessing the resources and developing them up to a commercial stage, the stage when commercial financing can be attracted. And we will help the developers mitigate these early stage risks, and we're very hopeful that once this development has been successful, we can step in and then finance the construction of the geothermal plants themselves. So, in summary, we will continue to support the private sector in developing this very important sector, to develop geothermal investments, and we will support the sector in applying best global practices and addressing the challenges that the technology currently face. And I believe that the conference that you are all participating in will really benefit our discussions, our knowledge, and our understanding, and help us all jointly work towards a sustainable future. And this future will be powered by the heat of the earth. Thank you very much. It's really a great pleasure to be here.